Hello, welcome to episode 6. I'm going to call this one episode 6. I think I'm on 6. I have a hard time remembering because I haven't actually uploaded any of these yet, and I've only encoded the first 2, which still have audio sync issues that I actually need to stop recording new episodes and edit. But before I got there, there was a critical point that I wanted to get to. So without further ado, this is an industrial craft recipe. I have put some coal that you mined through the macerator and produced coal dust. And if you arrange them in a pattern like that, you can also do it in your personal crafting grid, but this allowed me to keep it open. You can compose yourself some raw carbon fibers and turn those into carbon meshes. That's good. And in order to do anything useful with those, we're going to need a different set of tools. Get some of that out of there. What we are going to want next, oops, I'm getting ahead of myself, is a machine block and an electronic circuit that I prepared ahead of time. And that configuration gives us a compressor. This is the beginning of the Tier 2 tech level for industrial craft, and at the moment, it's only good at making diamonds and compressing this into something useful, or compressing the tri-metal alloys. However, I'm skipping over those things. The very next thing that I wanted to show you how to craft was, actually that's going to require another 8 of these. Smelt. Smelt. So while those are cooking up, let me show you what an iron chest is. I have the iron chests mod installed. I could make a copper chest, but I prefer to just skip directly to the iron chest stage. And an iron chest, I'm just going to place this down, has the same storage that a double chest has. Smaller space. Very nice. It also interacts well with other machines and buildcraft pipes. Now, industrial craft also has a sort of chest, and it, at least in the last version, was built like that. Yes, a personal safe. This safe is indestructible, and if I set it underneath of something, I can still open it. Sweet. And completely explosion proof. The explosions just go right through it, but the items inside are safe. And if I put anything valuable in there, no one else can access it. So, for example, my diamonds and gemstones, and my lapis and gold. Let's just sort of stick all of those into here. And there we go. They're now safe. Excellent. These are compressing into carbon plates. And over here, oh, I'm not quite ready for that. I want to get started on some other forestry items. So the first forestry item that I want is an apiary, or yeah. And it requires tin gears, glass, the thing in the middle. Perfect. One, two, three, four. Machine gun. And the tin. This will finally let me start making bees happen. But before I can actually do that, there's one other thing, I want that out of there, that I'm going to need. And that is the beealyzer. Ah, yes, that's right. It doesn't have the recipe because you need to make it with a special crafting machine. So I'm going to need 2 of these. Well, let me make the recipe over here so that you don't see me fly through it. And 1 diamond. This is an expensive item, and it's powered by honey, believe it or not. So that configuration over there in our crafting table, the crafting machine thing, let's do that, will give us a beelizer. And I also went ahead and made up a couple of peat-fired engines, so I've got a bit of that recipe in there. Let's just power that engine. Hopefully there'll be enough stuff. And as it warms up, it's going to plow through all of these bog earth recipes that are waiting. Okay, it's taking longer to warm up than I remembered, but the problem is once it gets there, it's going to go quickly for me. So it hasn't even actually fully heated up yet. Probably what I should do is set this up so that there is golden conductive pipe to distribute the power between the pump and the carpenter, since I think the pump will actually stop sucking up energy when it has nothing more to fill up. Ah, yes. Process that last item for me, please. And I don't want any of that stuff in there. Make me a beelizer. You see, that's actually going to take some effort. So, while that's getting started, where I got this peat from was a triple stack peat farm. And this was actually a full one, so it will give you 8 full stacks of fuel that are equivalent to coal each time it cycles through a full set. Now, I've already taken out a peat to run each of my engines here, and if I power all of these on, they'll start collecting the dirt and depositing it into these machines. If I had a chest or a relay next to it, then I could actually get some automation started, but that's a bit of effort down the line. Right. Do I have this ready yet? No. You'll also notice that I have some watermelon, and that is because I've spent some time farming trees and getting a couple of things started in a different location. What location? Well, the second world that I happened to link to. I found a Skylands. I'm not terribly fond of it because it seems to be a bit laggy, but I don't think it's actually unstable. It's just the fact that it's a Skylands makes the performance go crazy. And I did some IC2 crop crossbreeding, and I forgot that it was the sugarcane / reeds and wheat that make pumpkins more often than not when you're in excellent conditions like eternal midday. This would actually be a great world to do wheat stuff on. But the other thing that I'm going to do is create 2 linking books to here in this direction. And you can see the tree that I found over there. And then I'm going to go back to the overworld. Excellent. Oh, right here. Good enough. There, I want the Skylands Master Book out, and you on the stand. Come back up into my inventory and go someplace safe. Like here. Boy, did I need that storage. So the entire reason that I'm doing that, excellent realizer, and I don't have any of the necessary fuel to go through the Bealizer's process. This requires, let's see, supply honey or honeydew as a pacifier. I don't have either of those because I haven't done any bee stuff yet. So just grab 2 random bees and let's make the long, annoying trek all the way up. Through my peat bog, through my branch mining above, just in this one chunk, more or less, all the bloody way up. Up, 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 up. I can hear the spiders. Up, up, up. Oh, hey, look. I'm safe from the spiders in my little enclosure thing. Ha 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 ha. I can see you. Smooth glass. First time I'm using that. Didn't even know it was an fine option until someone mentioned it. Oops. So, bees like flowers. Let's just... Oh, and they need a view of the sky. I don't know if we'll go through a torch or not. Why bother worrying about it? Put them in there. Temperature's normal. It's happy, aside from the fact that it's not daytime yet. Well, I'm sorry it's not daytime yet. So now I'm going to step back to just in front of the wall a little bit. Put another book up here. Put that one over there. And then I'm going to place down. Let's see, where am I going to place it? Over there is good. The other Skylands book. So now I can link back to the Skylands. I can place another linking stand. And on that linking stand I can place my other overworld book. So now I can teleport back to my base, downstairs, which got flooded out by a bloody Enderman. Yay. Oh, good. Must have happened as a result of my dimensional porting. That fixes that problem. And that other torch probably ended up in my builder's backpack. What I should really do is put down some jack-o'-lanterns around here. But since I'm in the middle of recording stuff, I don't think I'm going to bother with it too much. You finished. I can set up that other recipe in there again. So put that. Well, I can't tell without the mulch. And I put in all the mulch I had. Let's see, what else is there that I wanted to make? There was centrifuge. If you're doing bees, you need a centrifuge. And it helps if you don't typo it. And that's copper, sturdy machine, and glass. Very simple recipe. So there's that. Sturdy machine. I should probably make a couple of these since I've got so many ingots of various kinds here. But for some reason I'm not. Centrifuge. The centrifuge, you put your honeycomb in it, you apply Buildcraft power, and it gives you goodies. I'm just going to put it down here so you can see what the interface looks like. What else is there? Actually, that's most of what I wanted to show you. I already showed you how to try to do the crop crossbreeding. I can't show you beelising until I have the results to beelize with. And I showed you how to make bog earth and stack the other thing. Let's look at some of the other things. Okay. There's a farming module. This is the basis of some machines, and it also allows you to automatically plant wheat. Pumpkin farm, mushroom farm, other types of things. That's not what I want. Harvester, cacti harvester, sugarcane harvester. No, it's some other name that I don't remember. Let's look it up by recipe type here. Arboretum, that's what it was. So the Arboretum and the logger. An Arboretum requires gold ingots around to start a machine. Kind of expensive. It uses humus, or however you pronounce that, the special other kind of dirt. Must be a railcraft thing, or boatcraft thing. It uses humus or some other kind of dirt to produce trees very rapidly. It makes lumber somewhat cheap. It returns a not insubstantial amount of sand, but not quite enough to keep your peat bogs going either. The logger, however, ouch, is this expensive. 4 diamonds. Not worth it at this point in the game. Not worth building a tree farm then, since I would have to do all the steps manually anyway. But the peat bog and these macerators here will help me keep myself quite well supplied. That mode, please. Quite well supplied with lots and lots of sand, assuming I provided power, which is why I put in 2 of these guys. I think I'm going to go up there and grab a stack to drop in. Just grab a stack, actually 2 stacks. Whatever. Save my coal. So these burn exactly the same amount, same duration as coal. Even though I'm using this much, don't forget that these are still kind of stupid and will just continue burning your stuff up as long as they think they can output it to anything, which they'll keep trying. So they'll burn through it, they won't stop, they will waste it. Now everything has power, that's happy. Wow, I made all of this stuff, and it took me so long to set up, and now I just rushed through everything. I should actually plan out a topic for these Let's Plays. Oh, the other thing that I did that was so annoying. This kept catching on fire because it was too close to lava, so I had to drill into it and suck up more and more and more of the lava, and I ended up using, I think, an entire stack of capsules to collect the lava in this general area. There's still some over here, but none anywhere past this line. So I could have expanded this out further, but now I've got the power of exploring Myst worlds, and yes, that was the other thing I was going to show you. Let's look at my armor. I haven't really done very much in the way of armor, and these will actually not be useful to me immediately. I think that may have required a circuit or something. Yeah, it does require a circuit. So these are useful in making nano armor, like boots. Ooh, no, it requires redstone. Boots, pants, shirt, helmet. Each of those requires 1 diamond and 1 energy crystal. Now, an energy crystal is a storage unit for industrial craft, and it's made like that. This is a discharged one, but there is one small problem. While this could charge batteries just fine, it won't even let me put the energy crystal into the device. I'm about to run out. Storage. There. Fill up my backpack. Do something useful with that excess, which is soon going to be not in excess. So the backpack stores 60,000 energy units, which is equivalent to 3 things of lava. 3. Wow. Well, that's nothing. There's a higher tier of everything. There's also a diamond drill, so I could pick up this obsidian I made while clearing out the lava, if there weren't lava behind it. Lava generator and, well, geothermal generator. I'm sure I showed that to you previously. And I am completely just rambling on. Get that out of my inventory and back into this thing. I should transfer my descriptive books and stuff over there. Oh, did I show everyone how the moistener works yet? May have forgotten it. Can't remember. So the moistener, I think I did show it. But it'll go very quickly with just 1 piece anyway. And that will allow me to check the recipe. That is really annoying having that water pipe there. Don't like loops, but that'll work. Yeah, that's nice. Not so much shift wood. So yes, that was the correct recipe. And it's daytime, so my bees are active. Wait, it's that one that I want. Oh yeah. Hey, they finished. Hooray. I will have something to show. Collect all my bees, click on the book. Click on the book. Oh, yes. So much better. Very, very much better. Put you in. I feel like doing this quickly. So, even though it's going to be a massive waste, I'm just going to grab engine there. Even going to splurge and just make myself 1 more lever, and that's going to be more annoying than I want. Out of inventory space. Actually, that will solve my inventory space issue. Thing. Lever. Peat. Now this is going to process far more quickly than we would like, but it will process. One honey drop, one beeswax. I should point out that the beeswax you can use in your personal crafting grid as waterproof piping. There is also a recipe that involves 3 of them straight in a row across the top. I think it might work at any level, but definitely across the top works. And that produces 2 capsules you can use to store various kinds of not hot fluids. Okay, so now the most important thing is my queen, but honey is required. And I now have honey. So this queen has been analyzed, and we can see that she's got fairly low stats. Don't worry too much about it. The important thing for us right now is that she's a meadows forest hybrid. And I would like to analyze this drone, since I'm planning on inbreeding it, and it is a forest meadows. Yeah, we'll just work with that for now. To be honest, the only reason I even analyze them just yet is precisely because I'm showing this in a video. You would not normally analyze them at this point in the game because you have not built up enough resources to make it worth analyzing before. And it's night again. Wonderful. Must have just turned night. So, sleep. Okay, bee's active. But no need to jump out of world and back in to get to it. It's still busy doing stuff. More wax. You still have engine fire in you, but the bee won't be done before that. Ah, red power 2 stuff. I would like to make a piston. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it uses a piston. Standard stuff, piston, done. Not use a piston. So a transposer does use a piston, as will a filter. I'm sure you've seen these in other videos. The filter requires that I make a red doped wafer. Now, making a red doped wafer is an involved operation. I will do that later. For the moment, 2 pistons will work. And that is the recipe. Oh? Oh, I ran out of stone. There we go. So what the transposer will allow me to do is pull an item out of a chest and route it through some piping. Don't have any examples set up. Oh, the piping. I prepared these brass ingots earlier. 1 will produce 8 piping. And the way that you make them is you put 3 visual aid time. 3 and 1. This may even actually start up as soon as I place this in here. Yeah, the alloy furnace is really smart. It's not going to incinerate any of those other junk items I'm using it for storage for at the moment because I was really cramped. Instead, it's just going to go through and use up exactly enough of the single-use fuel over here. If it had a coal or even a peat, it would burn 1 of those and waste the other 7 smelting cycles to create more of that. But it would get started. It would use whatever it takes to get started. Don't don't know, can I make anything out of these? Looks kinda cool. Doesn't do anything useful though. Recipe for that. I need one more. Don't have it. B. Generally, I toss these ones into lava or something. It's not going to be useful. I might store it here. If I have enough spare honeycomb later, I might make a apiarist's chest to store a bunch of bees in. Those are useful. Very useful for storing bees, 125 slots. More than this. Way more than that. And bees don't stack. Not anymore. There's a picture on the wiki with them stacked. That was from an old version. Version before I started playing it. Oh, I ran out of power. So let's put 6 and 6 in, and that should be good there. It's so annoying running those. I need to set up an automated timing mechanism to deliver to them. Let's have this one emit if empty. Okay, so that's going to emit a redstone signal if it's empty. And that's kind of good, but I don't have anything to take up the redstone signal yet. Let's leave that in there. I want to do is I need more than that. Don't remember exactly how much. Four to 1. And I believe that required copper. Let's see. So there, that will use that. And now I can get some red alloy ingots. I'm going to need 3 of them for this recipe. And while that's getting started, don't need that there anymore. But I want... Oh, lovely, uranium. Just save that one for later. And waste a smooth stone. I hear an Enderman. Did you mess with my stuff up here again? Stupid. I heard one, but I don't see one. I don't hear it anymore. Maybe it didn't like my water. Well, that's close enough to done. Oh, it is done. Hooray, all 8. So if I put 3 of these vertically, then I get a 1-to-1 ratio of wires for redstone. Now these wires aren't insulated at all, and if I put one there, then you can see that it sticks to the side. I can even put one there and route it up onto the ceiling, and what that will do is it will pick up the charge that this emits when it's empty, transfer it to this stone and any other stones that it's touching, so it will energize this block right here. That's somewhat useful, but what I really want to do, I need to make another visual aid. I already made one of those, didn't I? Where did I put it? Maybe I didn't make one. Maybe I just thought about making one. Yeah, I was low on iron at the time, so I only thought about making one. Okay then. I happen to like using the rubies because I tend to get more of the rubies than any of the others, and the emeralds are also useful for sonic screwdrivers, which I can't quite make yet. I need bluetricity started before I can do that. But you can make a ruby handsaw. Now, if you replace those 2 rubies that I had down there with iron instead, you can get an iron handsaw, and the other handsaw you can make is a diamond handsaw. But over time, you'll want to use gemstone handsaws for the various things like cutting glass, and the other types of, and the diamond handsaw exclusively for the things that you require a diamond blade to cut. In this case, I would like a nice decorative block. Slice, slice, slice. But I don't want to worry too much about it. Okay, so 2, 2. Well, that's nice, but I don't want them connected. So how do I fix that? I can put my nice little decorative micro block in there, and I use the targeting part. You can see how it flips around. Well, I can't get the top one unless I do it up there. But it flips around between the different faces based upon what quadrant of it you're in. It's actually a very intuitive interface. Not sure how long it took Eloram to come up with that, but she's very awesome for doing so. And I'm going to want to bring it down like that. There's a reason I'm doing this kind of insanity where I've put 2 into each of those, but oh wait, that's not going to do what I want either. See, I didn't actually plan this out. I know what the end result that I want is. Might have to make a screwdriver just to get by until I can afford to make a higher level item. Did I put the wood in here? I bet that ended up in my builder's backpack. Yeah, you can store that, but you can't store logs. Yeah, there are the logs. Crazy thing. Right, so make a screwdriver by putting metal on the end of a stick. Oh, and that's now emitting energy. Very useful to see that. Not ready with my replacement for the design yet. So what I want is to install a transposer there and there. And those are facing the wrong direction. So there. Oh, one more. That's the way that I want it oriented. I want the little hole to go up. Done. Let's get that out of my inventory before it causes a problem. And underneath of it, I'm going to want chests, but I don't think I can access them if they're underneath. Gotta just do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, unfortunately it won't let me open the chest when it's like that. So I'm going to need a slightly more convoluted solution. But on the good side, that will allow me to simplify some other things. Put the torch there, the chest there. You've already activated. Hooray. And that, of course, is not going to work at all. It's fairly important when you're removing these things. Oops. Yeah. See the trouble I have to go through to do this? Plan ahead. Okay. Now you, I'm going to put some peat in. And you're already connecting. Hooray. So I'm leaving that last piece off of it. And now, I'm going to remove that piece. That will have made a mess. I don't even know where the other one went. The reason that made a mess is because I forgot to do that. But oops, I don't want the peat going into those things. It doesn't belong in my bat box or my generator there, nor do they belong interconnecting with each other. So I add these decorative covers in. No, I want that one there too, please. There we go. Now it's going only to one spot. And in this one, I'll just add the covers preemptively. Got two more for later. And now when I apply the signal like that, we will see each of these generators receive one lovely piece of fuel. What, did it jam? Undone. Done. There we go. Well, oh, that's interesting, actually. And that's annoying, actually. Huh. It went to the back. Crazy. No. You go there. Debugging and debugging and debugging. So that one connected there. That's great. This one, not so much. What I need to do with it... Let's just use a smooth stone. If I put some smooth stone down here, and then one more there, then you start burning. And now, this is generating power going through... Oh, hey, that's interesting. I completely forgot that I have removed the cabling from it. Interesting and annoying. That's going to get very annoying, actually. spend the entire rest of my video fixing this up. So these other machines are not terribly affected by that, but what I'm going to want to do, I'll get that one in a minute. Is actually route it around this wall like that. Then I can put another cable in there and complete it. Oh, that was my last one. Now it's powering you. I will make more copper cabling later. For the moment, I don't feel like doing the recipe, I just feel like going plunk and finishing it. The geothermal generator also isn't working. Whoa! They get loaded up. That was actually a tiny bit excessive. Then again, might not be. All of those are working for the moment. Didn't actually realize that it would be flickering off and on quite as much as that. Maybe I want to change this to emitting if partially filled. No, that won't work. Well, I'll figure out some kind of way of automating that. Those are the tools I'll be using in any event. And when I'm done, I can even put decorative faceplates on like that. Probably I need to move this entire stack down one. But when I get to that point, I'll actually rearrange everything, because now I've got enough generators and enough machines to justify spreading out and making more cabling anyway. However, those are the basics of getting it set up and started, and as with anything, you will adjust your designs over time. Always be flexible, and never assume that your things will go according to plan. Murphy will find a way of making things fun. Let's check on the bees before I end the episode. Ooh, look, they produced one of these and a lot more honeycomb. Not quite what I'm looking for. Only one honeycomb. Just randomly crossbreeding. Oh, look, I got a forest one. The other thing about bees is that you should really run about 5 of them at once. I have nowhere near enough hives, and I don't have the necessary equipment on me to go exploring for any great distances to obtain more hives from the non-spawn area of my server. Ideally, I would actually be able to find hives on Mystcraft worlds as well. Hopefully that is actually the case. I had an issue with 0.8.4 where I was not running into any hives on any of the worlds, and I have not yet explored that in sufficient depth with 0.8.5 or any subsequent versions, which have not even been released yet, but maybe in the future. Let's see. Well, that can hurt. That is the one bad thing about those ladders when you're using them and trying to talk at the same time. Ah, I got 13 more peat. So the slow but steady production will eventually win out. All of those black ones. that could actually probably use a dedicated peat-fired engine, now that I've got so much going on in there. But I'd want to set up a completely automated production system, including feeding that first. There's a bunch of Buildcraft stuff that I'd have to get involved with, as well as integrating Industrial Craft and even some Red Power 2 elements if I wanted to make it pretty. However, all of that is something massively complex that I will do off camera. Maybe I can even get some block breakers into helping me farm more reeds more cheaply than where is it? Oh, right, it's just a harvester for it. So the sugarcane harvester requires a logger, which is 4 diamonds. It's definitely something I'd rather make a block breaker for. Actually, got just enough time. This is a block breaker. Looks vaguely similar to a certain Buildcraft recipe. I think the mining well. Reminiscent of it anyway. But that's just because it's a good shape for a pickaxe. I'm going to save those for my piston. Make let's see, it was there's a block breaker. Now, why would I be showing you a block breaker now? That one doesn't have any lava behind it, I can tell. And if I place you there, and use my screwdriver to turn you. By the way, screwdrivers will also work for pistons, which could be useful. I could make another piston. There's a reason for this. Pistons will not press on obsidian. It stops them in their tracks. Let's just get rid of that. So they're not very useful. They're much more useful suddenly. And I don't have any of that out of my bag, do I? No, I don't want to click on that. I want one lever. So, won't move because of the obsidian block in front of it. Now, I don't have any diamond tools on me. However, am I going to deal with this? I want to stand there. Ooh, yay. That just harvested it for me. But now there's lava under there. How am I ever going to deal with that? Ooh, there's another piece of lava there. Let's just do that to be quick. I do not want my piston burning up. So now, no more lava. Excellent. Or possibly excellent. Now I've got my first piece of obsidian, and I didn't even need a diamond pickaxe. I suppose if I wanted to go to the Nether, it would be fairly easy now. But why would I ever want to go there when Mystcraft worlds might lead me to a glowstone world? Oh well. Have a great time playing, and enjoy. If you aren't enjoying, you're probably doing it wrong.